And we are live, no chill live. 125. We back.
We are back on live.
Hey everybody, welcome back. No Chill Live, episode 125. We got Julian here. We got Bryan here.
Here.
And we got Troy. We back. We missed you all. And thanks for joining. You know, I know daylight savings is like screwing up everyone's perception of time, but y'all still made time to see us, so we appreciate it.
That's right. Much appreciated. I mean, 125 episodes. Wow.
I know.
That's a lot.
It's a big number, you know, $1.25, you know, but you know, we got a lot more content for you guys coming up. You know, we just started again on YouTube this year. Shout out to Frank Ocean. But yeah, man, like it's crazy how much we accomplished this year. We made it to daylight savings. We made it to November. Year's almost over, but we here.
We are here. We are here. What's up, Nat? Thanks for the shout out, babe. No Chill Live. Make sure you follow us, subscribe. We are on all platforms where you get your content: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, anywhere that you catch your live content. And then not to mention that, but also the podcast, okay? Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube Music. We out here. We out here.
We out here, and yeah, DM us if you guys want to join in the conversation. DM us, let us know. You know, stay in the comments, hit us up. You know, we want this to be an interactive experience for all.
That's right.
And you know, me and Bryan are matching. We did not plan this out at all.
Gangrene, baby. Gangrene. Let's go. Let's go. Nat said episode 125. This is the Harlem episode. Shout out to Harlem.
Oh shit! Shout out to Harlem. I've only been there a couple times. It's a little bit far.
I love Harlem. A lot of good food spots over there, man.
Nice. Yeah, man. Daylight savings. Have you adjusted? Are you good now?
Yeah, I was good. I mean, when it happened, I was just surprised because honestly, I forgot. And then the next morning, I'm looking at my phone, looking at the stove and the microwave. I'm like, why are the... Oh, okay. I forgot. Got an extra hour of sleep. Feeling good. Feeling really good.
Yeah, years past, you know, I'd be out, you know, begging for that extra hour to stay out. Some places are cool and let you do it, but this year, I was a little bit lame, you know, chilled, stayed in. I mean, you know, it's the winter time. It's getting cold, man. Troy, were you taken by surprise by the change?
No, I'm usually ready for it. It was nice to get that extra hour of sleep. You know, usually I wake up at 9:30. Getting up at 8:30 was nice. You know, just getting an earlier start to my day.
Gotcha. Yeah. You know, it happens. I thought we were over it. You know, Joe Biden said, no more rolling back the clock. It's daylight savings time forever. But this year, you know, they seem to have reneged on that promise. You know, and a lot of people are frustrated with Joe Biden. I know we had election day yesterday, and I feel like the Democrats did okay. Personally, I didn't even really look into this, bro. I clicked on the one article we had, and I was like, okay, I got the brief overview. But outside of being successful, even if people voted Democrat, they said, we're not with Joe Biden. He's too old.
Which is crazy. I mean, listen. He's too old. They're not happy with the war stuff. They're not happy with where the money's going. They're not excited about the economy. There's a lot of reasons not to like what Joe Biden is doing. I mean, I think he's doing his best, but honestly, you talked about not really paying attention to the elections. Did you vote? Because I fucking forgot to vote. I didn't even make it.
No, I did not vote.
Dang. Troy, did you vote?
No comment.
Oh, dang. Listen.
Let us know if you voted, people. Let us know.
We're going to be better next year. That's a fact. Cornell West 2024, right?
Hell yes. But yeah, I did not vote. I don't know. I don't even know what elections were local to me, but yeah, a lot of people, you know, they do the exit polls for voters, and you know, surveys are saying people are casting doubt on the rationale of a second term for Biden. You know, he's turning 81 later this month. You know, shout out to all the Scorpios out there. We have a Scorpio president and vice president. Kamala is also a Scorpio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So this is their season, but he's turning 81 this year, and he'll be 82 during election year next year. I want to take credit of being the first person I saw publicly tell Joe Biden he's too old to run for re-election. He did not listen. Do you think there's trouble ahead for him? If he, it seems like all steam ahead for 2024.
I mean,
He's not backing down.
he is not backing down. You would think that if he wasn't going to run, there would be an announcement by now, even though he hasn't necessarily announced that, yeah, I'm definitely running for president. But
Yeah, he did. He announced that. I'm pretty sure he announced his campaign.
oh, okay. Well, he announced the shit, and he's still expecting all the black people to vote for him. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out, but we'll see. We'll see. He's got a year to, take whatever experimental drugs are going to make him look younger and get his Botox right and all that kind of stuff. Pull the skin back, No wrinkles. No wrinkles for Biden.
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know if they can pull that skin back any further than it
Pause.
already is.
Pause.
Oh, my God. 81 this month. And he wants to be in office until he's 85, or 86, actually, right? Yeah, because it will be until, what, 2029? January 2029? That's insane to think about.
I just had a fucked up thought. I don't know if I want to say it, but he could be the first president to die of natural causes in office.
Would he be the first? I don't even know.
Of natural causes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the oldest president we've ever had.
That is true. That is
He
true.
wants to break his own record. But they're saying that, recent surveys of registered voters, show that Donald Trump is actually leading in the polls, 49% to 45%. And actually, they polled 6 key swing states that Biden won in 2020. And Biden's behind Trump in 5 of them. That's Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania.
Big
States.
states.
The only one that Biden is ahead is Wisconsin, and who knows, how he's going to fare there. Do you think that Trump could really run it back?
I mean, he definitely could. I also think that they announced that in some of the other elections, like even Obama, he had a pretty low approval rating the year before he ran for re-election. So I think that
How old was Obama then? 40, 48?
yeah, he was under 50. That's for sure.
Half of Joe Biden's age right now. It's crazy to think about.
I wonder if he never did it publicly, I don't think, but I wonder if Biden behind closed doors tried to get off calling Obama's son or something like that.
He called him boy like he did LL Cool J.
I forgot he called LL boy.
Yeah, and he also said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He said that in
Yeah.
2020. He still
Yes, he
won.
did.
So, he has Kamala by his side. You've been critical of her for being extra quiet as vice president. I've always thought, that's what a vice president is supposed to be, quiet. If vice president's too out there, it's a little bit odd. But I don't know. Do you think that she'll be more of a presence during this campaign run for him? Because it's hard to imagine that man campaigning. He can't even stand on stage without falling.
She's gonna have to, but that's why I think it's gonna be stupid. You haven't been anywhere in the spotlight the last 3 years, and now suddenly we're gonna say, "Hey, hit the campaign trail, go get us those votes." Nobody likes her. She doesn't do well in the black community, the white community, the Latin community. She just doesn't do well because everybody views her as a prosecutor still.
Yeah, I will say she does well with herself because she laughs at all her own jokes. Even if it's not a joke, she just starts laughing. I find that her very endearing. It's hilarious. I love watching compilations of her laugh at absolutely nothing. But yeah, I feel like that's the most I've heard from her is her laugh at her own jokes and statements when she is talking.
Listen, I don't know. I think the most popular thing about Kamala is the fact that she dated Montel Williams 20 years ago. So I think that we'll see what happens. I'm not excited though.
Yeah, I'm not excited either.
Definitely not inspired by the political field.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, it's pretty fucking depressing. But you mentioned prosecutors, and Donald Trump. He's dealing with them right now in a bunch of different states, a bunch of different cases. But he is testifying in his New York civil fraud trial, and he's been making speeches on the witness stand. The judge has been getting real frustrated with him. Is this surprising to you? Because I feel like I don't know if it's the smartest strategy, but he doesn't care. He's very confident in his approach.
Hey, yo, typically they do not want to put the defendant up on the stand. Like, they don't. And this is early in the case where Trump is just like, no, I'm going first.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, listen, he got an angry response from the judge. The judge tried at the start of Trump's testimony basically to stop him from making speeches and just answer the questions. Just literally the question I ask you, answer it. But it didn't change anything. So the judge responded by threatening to remove him from the witness stand.
Damn.
And that didn't stop him either. The judge was like, "This is not your political rally." And he told Trump's attorney, "Control your client."
Wow. Get your boy Trump. He's up here wilding. And Trump, I feel like I read that his lawyers didn't want him to put himself in the middle of making these decisions of valuing his properties because they're saying it's fraud. And he can't help himself but just by saying he had a lot to do with it on the stand. He even goes out of his way to criticize, their decision of saying Mar-a-Lago's worth $18 million, which was based on the Florida tax appraisal records. And he's like, oh, it's much more valuable. He said ranges from $1 billion to $1.5 billion.
That's crazy. How you gonna run up the valuation like 100 times?
During the trial for being fraudulent. You're like, nah, I'm going to take this
Exactly.
opportunity to scam some more.
I'm gonna let you know just how fraudulent I could be.
Oh, my God. Do you think he goes down in this civil case? Because it seems like, I don't know, the judge is already mad at him. He's crying, this is a witch hunt. Do you think this is more of a political stunt for him to just use it to get his voice out there? Because this is not a criminal case, but the consequences could be dire to his business.
I mean, it could be, but I think he's trying to run up the value of his properties right now so he could get some bread. But I looked at that house and I didn't see nothing that's worth more than like 10, 15 million. And half of that price is because of the location. It's right on the water. It looks beautiful. Like, you got a nice pool. It's obviously an ex-president's home, but it's not impressive like that. This man's idea of money is hilarious.
He said it's valuable because it's a club. They got a club in there. So I mean, it is like a resort. It does look like a lot of fun. I mean, he did stay there like half of his presidency. Let's be real. Like,
He did. Golf course right around the corner. Yeah.
1 to 1.5 billion is a little bit funny when you consider like how
Dog, the Cowboys football stadium was like $1 billion. The Sphere cost like what, a couple $1 billion or something. Like, come on, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, I think he loses this case. I feel like, just the way he's approaching it is terrible. But we'll see. I don't know if it impacts him politically because he's not doing the debates once again. They're having a third debate. Like, why even go up there? Like, why are there other candidates going up there? No one's watching. Nobody cares. This man is fighting more cases than the other candidates are campaigning, and he's still ahead in the polls, which is insane. Do you think we'll see him take the stand on all his cases? Because the criminal ones, I find that hard to imagine.
Yeah, I don't think for the criminal ones. Maybe for things like this, but who knows? You can never count this man out. Trump is one of a kind. Like, you gotta appreciate it to a certain degree.
Teflon Don.
Yeah. I mean, you said that a long time ago. You said he operates like a gangster. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's only proven you right. So
He really is a gangster.
I just don't know. I don't know how long these things are going to get drawn out and what impact, if any, it'll actually have in his re-election campaign.
Yeah. Do you guys think that if it's Trump and Biden again in 2024, do you think that Trump gets the rematch? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know because at this point, like, I feel like a lot of people are upset with Joe Biden for a lot of different reasons. You know, the economy is really terrible. Just the way we've been spending on wars that we're not directly involved in has been a hot topic. It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like a lot of people are, I don't know, they're hurting out there, and he's not really providing any answers. And, you know, there's been good things he's done. I voted for Joe Biden in 2020, and I don't regret my vote. But that was just a 4-year term. I didn't want no old-ass man to go 8 years. That's just reckless in my opinion. But we'll see what happens.
What other options do we have?
Cornel West, 2024. Oh, man. Shout out to Cornel West.
Do you know how much money we've sent to Ukraine so far?
How much?
$100 billion.
Damn.
Excuse me. Let me clarify. Not necessarily money. $100 billion worth of assistance.
Okay.
And then to Israel, we sent an additional $15 billion of assistance.
Damn. Assistance to what?
To kill Palestinians.
Awful. You know, I can use some money, Joe Biden, for assistance, so hit me up.
You know how much money we gave to Palestine? $100 million for humanitarian assistance. Not to help them fight the war
No.
as they get killed in the street with their children and get sent to, oh, this is a safe way to go. Go to the south of the country. And then they carpet bomb the same way they told them to go. No.
Yeah, that's like giving someone brass knuckles and baseball bats and then handing out some Tylenol and Band-Aids to the other people.
Literally.
To say the least. Actually, it's like bombs and guns and way more destructive weapons.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot worse than that, but.
And painkillers.
For real. It's just, it's terrible. I know since I've been alive, the United States has been funding a lot of our own wars and killing a lot of innocent people. And,
Yeah.
you know.
It's weird, though. Before, we used to do it behind the scenes. Like, when there were uprisings and, like, different coups and, like, power struggles in South America and Africa, we wouldn't have it plastered all over the news.
I mean, you don't think that's still happening? Like, we were always involved in, like, international conflict.
Of course. But this is, I would say more recently, it's been, like, absolutely blatant.
Yeah, I mean, it has, but before we were actually involved in the wars directly, I feel like we've always assisted countries who we were allies with, you know, for funding and other things. But, yeah, I would say with the Ukraine situation and the situation in Gaza with Israel, like, happening at the same time now, it's different, and it feels like we're on the brink of a possible world war when you think about all the powers that be. So when you think about nuclear weapons and stuff, it gets spooky.
Jeez.
You know.
It's a mess.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe Trump can come back and save us all, if he can save his own ass from, you know, going to jail. But someone else who is on the brink of going to jail, who's fighting a case, I think with the same district attorney in Fulton County in Georgia as Young Thug and YSL. Trial has finally been scheduled to start. They solidified the jury. Right now, the prosecution, they're gearing up all the evidence, and the judge got a little bit pissed off at them to start off, right?
Yeah, he was hot. He was hot. The prosecution's been up to no good. So let's take a listen to what he had to say quickly.
We're anesthesiologists.
Please excuse this commercial. that we've got here.
2/3. And I don't know why. You better have a dang good explanation, because if you don't, I'm going to exclude it.
So basically, the judge, he's mad because the witness list has just grown by 2/3 since they initially submitted it. And
Damn.
he thinks that there's something weird going on, and basically they're going to meet at the 16th of this month. And he said, if you don't have an explanation for it, then I'm going to exclude these additional witnesses. There's no plausible reason that I've gotten to explain why you've been dripping and dropping evidence and not disclosing it to the defense and things like that. So everything better be heard on the 16th, or I'm going to exclude it. I just will.
Damn, that sounds like a hard line being drawn. It sounds like someone who's tired of looking through all this unnecessary evidence. I know one thing that the prosecution is pushing for to use as evidence is Young Thug's lyrics. And I don't think that they've decided if they're able to do that yet. But the prosecution, or the district attorney, argued that the rap lyrics and trap tracks released by the artist on the label are evidence of crimes committed by the gang, saying the lyrics are highly pertinent to the defendant's state of mind and intents. You know, I know we're all big fans of hip-hop music and music in general, and I think as a fan of music and hip-hop music, I find this to be a scary precedent to set, and, you know, using someone's lyrics against them in court. You know, I feel like it kind of goes against freedom of expression and First Amendment rights, I guess. I don't know. But what's your take on that? Do you think that they're going to be able to use these?
You know, I think that this is something we've seen, and it seems to specifically target black artists, whether it's in hip-hop or even some other genres. I think that it's really pretty frustrating because you don't see this in any other industries. You just don't. Just as a reminder, there were like 8 charges that were brought against Young Thug, and they had to deal with basically evidence around, like you said, his lyrics. They also said that it had to do with the clothing that they were wearing because it said YSL or like slime and stuff like that. And they're basically alleged to have committed between the 28 alleged members of the YSL gang around 56 different crimes.
Damn.
Yeah.
They've been watching them for a long time because I know they're referencing things from like 2015 and earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mess. They're saying like gang-related charges, alleged street enterprise in YSL, racketeering, all this kind of stuff. Possession of firearms, controlled substances, possession of a machine gun. Those are some of the things that they charged him with directly.
Damn. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of what's going to happen because we know a few people took plea deals like Gunna. You know, Gunna had a really successful year once he got out of jail. He got into shape. He released a hot album, you know, Fuck You Mean, a #1 song. Do you think anyone else is going to plea out at this point? Because no, once it goes to trial, you can't, right? So I guess we'll see what happens to Thug and the rest of the YSL members, because it seemed from the beginning that they were really trying to pin this all on Young Thug.
Yeah, they were, but you know, between Gunna pleading early on and giving some of his statements, he wanted to, you know, end the RICO case and you know, be able to move on with his life. So I get it, but this is messy. At least the judge seems reasonable.
Yeah.
He's not for play. So we'll see.
We'll see. We'll be watching how this transpires. You know, I love Young Thug, so I hope he's innocent from these terrible things that they said that he did, and I hope they're not able to use lyrics because I don't really like that. Troy, what do you think about them like using lyrics in court? Do you think it's justified or?
I don't think it's justified, but do you remember that episode of the Boondocks where it's like stop snitching and they're literally in court and like the guy is talking about a trial that he's on, and in the lyrics he's talking about bar for bar what he did and what he's being accused of. So I always think of that. It's like No, I don't think you should be able to use it in court, but at the same time, you're like, people are not dumb. People are going to put these pieces together. Like, you're doing this to yourself, and you're kind of teasing the system, and they're going to try and get you off that. So, I mean, you got to be smart at the same time.
Yeah, you know, the Young Thug just reminds me of the Boondocks in general because, you know, he's the first rapper I remember wearing a dress like on an album cover and painting his nails and doing a lot of what they foreshadowed on that show. So that's a great point because they were really ahead of their time with a lot of their takes. Oh man, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, just the last decade of hip hop with drill music and, you know, people beefing on YouTube and how the music has been so closely intertwined with gang violence. It's not super surprising, but it's still music at the end of the day. Yeah. And I feel like for a criminal trial, you know, stick to the real evidence. You know, rappers lie all the time. They lie all the time. So one rapper who be lying all the time just got punched in the face, you know, Joe Budden.
Oh, damn. Yeah. So you broke this news to me. I completely missed it over the weekend. But Monday when you were telling me about it, I was like, oh, shit. So I gotta find out what happened. And then, of course, on the podcast today, he talked about it. Now, him and Flip is somebody on the Joe Budden podcast. They talked about it. The next day, they went on live, and let's hear what Joe had to say at that time. Yeah. Oh, bear with me through these commercial.
Pump it up.
Jump and storm down. You good? They said you got something.
No.
They said it was.
Never believe the internet rumors. Come on, puppy. Never believe
it. They said they did the hill and home.
No. Nah, nigga cock back and sock me one good time. Bow. But then that's all you're going to get. I keep telling you, I eat a punch well. Now we got to get it on. Now we got to go. And I don't like this internet stuff. Don't believe all that. Don't believe all that. That's it.
Was it a power shot? Was homie strong? Was it like, oh, he put some power behind it?
Wet floor saved his life, man.
I heard about the wet floor.
Joe still talking smack. Still talking smack. Yeah, so, I mean, what did you think about this when you first heard about it, when you heard his explanation, his rundown of the events?
I was not surprised, you know. We just, days before this, we saw, you know, someone approach Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Outside of, I don't even know, like a sports bar or someplace, a hookah bar. And he was just out with a girl. You know, Joe, he'd be out by himself. I actually saw Joe Budden, what was it, 2 weeks ago, out in Jersey City, at a spot they always talk about, just out chilling by the bar. So he'd just be out and about, no security. And after he got pressed, he went on the podcast, explained that situation, and then proceeded to talk more shit, like a whole bunch more shit, saying he was going to be outside to look for him,
he did.
You know, check for him.
He did.
He's ready for the smoke.
He said all those things. Joe had no fear, and somebody called him on it.
Yeah. Someone at the strip club, man. You love strip clubs. I mean, on your special occasions.
Yeah,
not
as much special occasions. Absolutely. Twice a year is good. But
not like Joe. Joe Budden goes like twice a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like his spot. That's his lair. Like. The memes had me dying on social media. People were saying going after Joe Budden in the strip club is like going to Batman's Batcave. Like, you got to be crazy to try to attack him in the strip club.
I mean, he did a whole like Patreon episode with a bunch of, you know, strippers and bottle girls.
He did.
It was actually terrible to listen to. Some things are better just to look at. But yeah, I'm glad that it wasn't anything too serious. He did hurt his hand.
Yeah.
You know.
He said he fractured that shit.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
fracturing your hand is not fun, especially at any time, because we use our hands all the time.
That sick man. He was like, man, I fractured my jerking off hand. It's like,
pause, yo. It's no nut November anyway.
It is. Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
yeah, Joe,
God.
you gotta donate money for No Nut November now. It's easy. It's obligatory for you.
Oh
but,
my God.
What do you think about this? I mean, listen, he's been in the media space for a very long time. You first started listening to his podcast right from the jump.
Yeah.
And he's never been one to shy away from, talking about really anything.
Yeah.
There's occasions where, if there's somebody that he knows or it's a friend or something like that where he won't necessarily address the situation in the same way. But to my understanding, this is because he was talking about Taxstone.
Oh, is that it? Okay. Well, I don't know if we talked about what Taxstone tweeted out to Joe Budden months ago, but
Yeah.
I actually, what Taxstone said, I feel like it definitely struck a nerve with Joe Budden because he did a whole dissertation, 15-minute breakdown talking shit about a man who's in jail, which I don't think it's cool. But hey, if someone shoots first, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like what Tax said had some truth to it. Joe be gaslighting everybody. He's very entertaining. I feel like he's really smart, but I feel like he does surround himself with kind of dumb people. Like that's why he hangs out in strip clubs and places like that. Those girls aren't known for being the brightest, but hey, I'm not surprised. He's been punched in the face before. Troy, do you remember when Wu-Tang confronted him years ago?
I think I just saw like that clip maybe like earlier this year. I was like, oh shit, I never knew that happened. That was wild.
Yeah, I rocked the bells when he was saying like some top rapper list like had Method Man above him, and he was like, oh, in 2010 you having Method Man above me, get the fuck out of here. And Wu-Tang was at the Rock the Bells festival with him in Slaughterhouse. They kicked open the door to the green room and punched him in the face. He went and put a video on the internet right afterwards. He's always good to milk a moment.
He is. Listen, he's going to get his views. He's going to get his likes. He's going to get people talking about him. Just to bring up, people to speed if you weren't aware, basically what happened was Joe, with regards to Taxstone, he said something about how Taxstone was a worker and not a boss. And he said that on Gillian Wallow's podcast. So then Taxstone tweeted from jail, I guess, weak men only have aggressive ways with the weak, or who they deem weak, either family, kids, cripples, women. I'm going to give you a lesson in weak men with strong personalities. Joe Budden, for instance, clear weak man. Only feels comfortable around stupid women or submissive friends. If you can't challenge Joe Budden mentally, can't be his best friend. Anyone to challenge his Machiavellian ways can't be amongst him. So if you see people hanging around Joe, just know they're piss dumb or as feeble as Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
It's a nice little bar at the end. I like that.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell should be on the JBP. That'd be pretty dope.
Him and Mel would get along great.
Oh my God, shout out to Mel.
Happy birthday.
Happy
to
birthday,
Mel.
Melissa
Happy
Ford.
birthday.
But yeah, I mean, whatever. Street stuff I try to stay out of talking about too much, but I hope it's over after this,
Hopefully.
No more shenanigans.
It's good that nothing like bad really happened in this situation.
Yeah.
Joe was saying that he could have got jumped because there was other guys there with that guy, but they just did the one-on-one. Then it got broken up, and then he stayed at the strip club for another 30 minutes. Cool off a little bit. Cool off with something nice.
Shout out to him. Glad he's good. Glad the pod still going. Testament, for him to show up to work the next day or 2 days later. Very commendable.
Dog, he said that he showed up in the same clothes that he was wearing when he got jumped, though. That's a crazy, crazy mindset to do that.
Nah, he's crazy.
Like, he was like, oh, I won in this outfit. I'm gonna wear it again.
Nuts, man. He's nuts. But, I don't know. Like, we put a lot of content out there. We talk a lot of shit. You afraid of, anyone ever, like, getting upset? Like Drake, he heard your take, and maybe he sees you out, and maybe he wants to, confront you.
Dog, if Drake sees me out, I will gladly shoot the fade with him. Like, listen, take me to new heights in terms of my podcast credibility. Please. All right? Drake, you got a fair one right here. But
he shoots them in daylight these days, man. I don't know. Be careful what you ask for.
He does. But he got stomach problems. I'm throwing stomach shots. It's going to be over.
Pause, stomach shots.
But yeah. So I mean, I don't think I've said anything that crazy where it would require that kind of response. Not about anything that was serious. Now, who knows? I might say something crazy.
Yeah.
But
I don't even be remembering what we say here sometimes. Like
yeah, like I mean, so it's whatever. I'm not by no means worried about that. Now, if I was talking about people that I actually know face to face, and putting their business on Front Street and stuff like that, that might be a little bit different. And I think that's where the situation with Joe changes a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got like second, third connections with some of the people he talks about, or first connections. He knows them. He's seen them out. He's been around them. He's talked to them on a podcast. Like, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say I don't think about that either. I always try to remain respectable, but also entertaining and opinionated. There's a fine line, but you know, I try not to deal with street people because they have a different code than others.
Yeah.
And you know, if you play around with people who are in prison for street beef, you should expect, you know, certain things to happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, everyone should stay safe out there.
That's right. That's right. Joe, make sure you got Corey or one of them guys with you from now on. Usually he does. I guess they caught him slipping.
Literally. He said the wet floor. He was wearing his Uggs,
This
bro.
man,
His all-terrain Uggs.
see, that's why you can't be wearing them bitch shoes. Like, you gotta be, if you going outside, wear some real shoes that you can move around a little bit in. Like, if you don't feel confident that you can make a layup in them sneakers, don't wear them out.
Yeah, I think that's sound advice. Yeah, stay safe out there, everybody. You never know. But yeah, you know, speaking of rappers or bald rappers, you know, Jeezy.
Hey.
He just released a new album last week.
Yes,
I
he
might
did.
forgive, but I don't forget.
Boom. 29 songs on that album.
Damn.
29. And it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It is pretty solid. I will say, you know, I've been a Jeezy fan a long time. He's consistent. He's one of those rappers that, like, when he puts out a project, you know it's going to be good quality. Now, does he always knock it out of the park? No. And I wish he did a few more times, and I wish that maybe this didn't have 29 songs on there. But it sounds good. It sounds like he put some money behind it, put some time into it, and I like it.
Nice.
I do like it.
Yeah, I know he just released a book. You know, he's also going through a divorce.
He's been on a crazy run.
Yeah.
Crazy run.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the album, especially when I heard it had that many songs. But
Yeah.
you know, he's been doing a lot of press for the album. And today, he did an interview with Nia Long, of all people, who she's been pretty quiet since that Ime Udoka scandal last year.
Yeah, she has. But listen, they wasn't quiet in this interview.
Bro,
there was a lot of talking, a lot of facial expressions, a lot of you could sense the tension there.
Tension. Bro, does Nia Long do interviews? Like, this seems so random to me.
Listen,
She does now.
she does whatever Jeezy wants. All right,
We gotta relax.
Listen, he said it in a song. He was like, "Yo, if I ever get a shot with Nia, I'm going. I'm shooting." What do you think about Nia?
Oh, she's great. Are you gonna play the clip?
Yeah, I'll play the clip. Here's what they had to say in their talk. It was over an hour.
Damn,
Back when I first became owner of
No, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw this little clip.
Okay.
But I plan on it, or at least listening.
Right, like, and you gotta know when it's time to be done.
Right.
And that's usually not about another person, an affair, or, you know, some chick that's willing to, like, make you feel like a king. Because that's why most men cheat. Most men cheat because
that's fascinating to me.
It's so gross. It's so stupid.
I personally, this is my quote, and real niggas don't cheat.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
I kind of understand what you mean when you say that.
They do not.
I understand what you mean when you say
It's
that.
something in us
Yeah.
that makes us want to be right
Yes.
across the board.
That's a
But
fact.
is that
That's a fact.
so that you are living up to the expectation that you've set for yourself? Because again, you're going back to your childhood wounds of
Right.
trying to be perfect to
Right.
to receive the love from your mom, or is that really where you've landed, that you want to be a man that does things the right way because you want to be honorable and
Yes.
you want to respect the woman that you're with? Because those are two different
I
things.
want to be
Hit the answer
honorable,
to him.
and I'm just anybody that's real. And when I say real, I mean real with yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna hold. There's a sense of integrity there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? In my life,
God, what happened to integrity?
my life is
Back
built
and
on
everything.
integrity.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's my moral compass.
Yeah.
If I'm not integral, I'm off.
Yeah.
And for me, doing the work is integral. Right? For me, coming forth and telling my
Big
truth
snow.
is
Big snow.
integral.
Right.
For me,
Oh yeah, I gotta listen to this. Just because I feel like it's gonna be pure comedy. It's like they recorded a date.
Yeah, like what is the purpose of this interview? Like, it's crazy that Nia Long is doing interviews just period. She's talking about cheating after being publicly cheated on by Ime Udoka last year.
Mm-hmm.
She's been pretty quiet about that situation, but she seemed very opinionated when talking to Jeezy about it, and he didn't waste any time to just be like, nah, real niggas don't cheat. Do you believe him?
I mean, listen, Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do. At a certain point, is the cheating worth it? Probably not. And if you're somebody that made a promise and you said vows and you did all these different things in your relationship because you want to be a partner with your wife, I think that you probably shouldn't cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a man of your word, then keep your word.
So you agree? You said real niggas don't cheat.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with him. But I also, I think the track, it says it was nothing to prove. And he said, if I ever see Nia Long, I'm getting at her. Yeah. And he kept his word. See, that's the real nigga shit. Real nigga shit.
He did for sure, bro. This is Dirty Macking 101, bro. Not.
Is it Dirty Mackin' though?
Yeah, he obviously threw her ex under the bus, and wasted no time doing so. I don't do that. I always have a problem with a guy who, after a girl has a breakup and they're just like, I'm not like other guys. That's what Jeezy just did in front of the whole world. Try to act like, oh, I'm a real nigga. No, you not. He broke bro code doing that shit.
If you talk to Nia Long and she asks you, or she tells you about the situation and she's like, how do you feel about that? Like, what kind of man are you? What you gonna say?
I mean, I'm sorry you went through that, Nia. That sounds awful. But to each their own. He's an NBA
You're not
coach.
going to answer the what kind of man are you part of the question?
I'm not comparing myself to no one's ex. Hell no. I keep myself
But
out
that's
of
not
it.
comparing. That's just, who are you?
No, it literally is comparing. You just said, what do you think about that and what kind of man are you? Like, those things, go hand in hand.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I
They're both fresh on the market. Well, he's really fresh on the market. She's been in... 9 months now?
I don't know.
If not longer? No, it was like a year ago that happened because it was beginning of the season or before the season. Something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm calling cap on Jeezy, but hey, shout out to him. We'll see if it works.
Listen, next power couple right there. I like it. I like it.
Oh my God.
How old is Nia Long now?
She's like 50 years old. She's older than him, so.
Eh?
Yeah.
53.
53.
Wow.
She looks great. Shout out to Nia Long. But I mean, people
and he's
cheat.
46.
Okay. Men cheat, women cheat, real people cheat. People do
Fake
things.
people cheat. AI cheats. all of it cheats.
But hey, he was showing off for the cameras. We all know. But hey, shout out to him. Congrats on the album. Congrats to Nia Long for her new career interviewing people too.
Yeah. I wonder if she's going to keep doing this. I mean, it's clearly for, like, the album promotion. He's been talking to a few different people. He did a conversation with Angie, like, a couple months back or something like that. Like he's definitely been doing his press run, in spite of the divorce. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Nia. That shit was hilarious. That clip is so funny to me.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, man.
JG's and Jenkins.
Oh, my God. Yeah. You know, some people get married, they get divorced, they get cheated on. You know, Hollywood is a hard place. But Yvonne Orji, she's still a virgin at 39 years old. She was just on Chelsea Handler's podcast. And Chelsea asked her, like, so what's the deal? Like, are you still a virgin? She said yes. You know, Yvonne Orji, she was Molly on the show Insecure, which is now on Netflix. So a lot of people are watching it now who didn't have HBO years ago. You know, I know it's one of, you know, our favorite shows. And her character is very different than who she is in real life. You know, me, Jenna, and a group of us, we saw Yvonne Orji last year.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we were at Caroline's.
Yeah. That was the last time we saw. Wasn't that the last time we went to Caroline's before it closed?
No, the last time was Michael Che.
Oh,
in
you're
December,
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
But we saw her do stand up. She's funny.
Mm-hmm.
You
She
know,
was.
But she's 39 years old, famous, successful, still a virgin. We've talked about this before. I think a couple of years ago, and I think you commended her. You gave her a lot of credit for waiting until marriage. It's been a couple of years now. Do you still have the same take? Because she seems, you know, pretty set in her ways. And you also talk about women and their standards. Do you think maybe her standards could be a little bit too high? Because why hasn't she found the right guy? I don't know.
I mean, that is, I guess, the $1 million question for her and whoever is trying to date her. But listen, I appreciate sticking to your guns. But I mean, I don't know what it is with her or why she's not in a serious relationship that's committed and able to move forward to the next step. I'm sure that, you know, she has to be crossing paths with people that she's interested in, I would assume. Especially with the notoriety that she has now from being on that show, from her stand-up. Like, she's been a well-known name for a while at this point.
And her name is Orji. You can't have the name Orji and have no sex. It makes no sense.
Yeah, that part is definitely there.
Oh my God.
That part is definitely there. And she swears she's a bad bitch and all this other stuff, and it's like, all right, but you know, that clock is just ticking away.
Yeah.
Almost 40 years old. That's kind of crazy.
40-year-old virgin in real life.
They're gonna do a remake with her.
Oh my God, for real, they should. They should.
That shit would be lit. The writers, you said they came to an agreement. The actors came to an agreement. Let's make it happen.
Okay, yeah. I mean, she's making it happen in real life. So being that old
Or not.
for real, she's not doing shit. I don't know. She's been doing No Nut November her whole life.
No, she'd definitely be flicking the bean. She going crazy. You open up her nightstand drawer. That shit probably got shit you never seen in your life.
Oh my
Because
God.
there's no way. She's 40 years old.
I don't know. She said, you know, there's a lot of pent up energy up in here. So we don't know. We don't know her habits. We don't, you know, she obviously.
She's Nigerian and super Christian. She said when she was in college, she was supposed to go to the club. Her friend was like, oh, let's go to Bible study before we go out. So she went to Bible study. She got saved, like, right there.
Oh, my God.
The Bible study. And then never turned back. She said that when she was getting ready to go to college at 18 years old, she thought that she was just going to go have sex. That way she could be, like, an adult, sexually liberated, and then, like, move on with her life. And then getting saved changed the whole trajectory. And now, 20 years later, she's still a virgin.
That's a crazy story. It sounds made up. No one has that parallel at that age. It makes that choice forever. Like, college is a very you have a lot of things thrown at you. You know what I mean?
Dog,
outside of that.
There's plenty of people that have not. We've met people that are like this.
That's
that
true.
They will not do anything or nothing serious until they get married. I mean, listen, to a certain degree, you got to respect it. But at the same time, I feel like once you get to 40 and you haven't had sex, you might as well go to the nunnery and, like, you know, just check in, sign your name, like, and pick up the lifestyle. Like,
the nunnery, is that really what it's called, or you just make that up?
Yeah, where the nuns are.
That's called the nunnery?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Am I tripping?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a nunnery.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a group of buildings in which nuns live as a religious community. It's a convent.
Oh, convent. Yeah. Convent's usually what I would think of. But yeah, she's living that life. It seems a little strange to me. But I mean, I would have a lot more questions than, oh, you had a choice between going to the club or Bible study fucking 20 years ago. But there's a lot that's happened
changed her
between now
life,
and then.
man.
Come
Jesus
on.
changed her life. She committed her life to Jesus.
Yeah, but Chad Ochocinco saw this, and you know he tweeted out. He was like, you know, Shannon Sharpe, feel like this might be a great match for you, man.
Oh my God, please.
Did you watched their show together? Did you see them discuss this?
I did not see this. No, I did not see it. What else? What did Shannon say?
Oh, you know, Shannon said he Shannon Sharpe said, "I'm looking for a sinner."
Meanwhile, this motherfucker want to drink all this stuff when Brittany is talking about 35 bodies. Shannon full of shit.
Bro, Shannon said, "Give me Miss Nasty B, and I have a Bible right by my bed. Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do."
It's Miss B Nasty, by the way. But
shit.
Yeah. So, oh my God, do you know who that is?
He said Nasty B. No, I don't know.
Okay, well he's old. He doesn't. He probably saw one of the clips and was like, "Oh shit." But basically, Miss B Nasty, she's a cam model.
Okay.
I think she was previously like in the military or something like that. She's one of the military freaks. But she basically records videos in her car, pretty much butt ass naked, using a toy and just like squirting all over the car.
Wow, that's what he's looking for. He's not looking for Yvonne Orji. He's looking for a sinner.
Brings a whole new meaning to needing a raincoat. Like,
you gotta choose. Do you want holy water or squirt?
Oh man, ain't it? Maybe squirt is both. I don't know.
If you call squirt holy water, you're going to hell.
But their late night show, I'm not gonna lie, that shit is fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like it is. It is. Because like Club Shay Shay is good. He has some topics where he'll like get into the borderline PG-13 R-rated stuff, but like when him and Ocho start talking and just like the innuendos, the things that they say but they don't like fully say it, it's really, really funny.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, hopefully Yvonne finds someone for herself. It wouldn't be me. I'm not dating no 39-year-old virgin. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a little bit strange. Troy, if you met someone like that, if they were like super career focused the way she is, and religious, would you understand, or would you think it's a little bit weird too?
A little bit of both. I would be friends with them, but I don't think I would date them. I would respect it, but I'd be like, yeah, this wouldn't work for me personally.
Yeah, I'd be friends with her too. She's funny, you know. She's successful. We spent money to go see her and support her. You know, I don't know. Maybe at what point do you just throw in the towel? Because this might be blocking her from finding her person. Maybe if she just gets it out the way and doesn't have all this extra things on top of it, could actually have a normal relationship with the man. Maybe she'll be able to work her way to marriage. But who's, you know, in their 40s or late 30s looking for a woman, you know, who is a virgin? Like a lot of times people have on their second marriage, you know, or have kids, you know, the group of people she's probably dating or interested in are way more experienced. So she should probably, you know, work on her experience. I don't think she'll go to hell for it, but hey, it's not my soul.
Hey, I mean, listen, everybody's got their beliefs, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's got to be really difficult dating at that age, in the celebrity kind of sphere. With, I don't want to call it a limitation, but like, it's almost like a handicap. Like, And it feels bad saying that, but like anybody, like you're saying, in her age group, they're gonna be like, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know your way around the water park. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But hey, people, I feel like it's one of those things like you just add more pressure to yourself the longer you wait. But hey, everyone has their own ideas. Everyone has their own ideals. You know, we talked about Joe Smith's wife last week, and there were some details that we missed out on. She's still doing interviews. Joe Smith, he's the NBA player whose wife has an OnlyFans, and he found out about it and was upset. And she started recording him confronting her about it in real time. So we got to see, them have that discussion. Apparently he left the house afterwards. He was very upset. She was a former porn star. But the detail I didn't know last week was, RJ with the 3. Oh, man, they're clicking. Knicks are clicking. But the detail I didn't know last week was that apparently she's saying that he found out from his side chick. She's saying, she's saying his side chick was the one who snitched on her. She said he has a friend that he's been entertaining, and she decided that, she wants to really put a bigger wedge in our relationship, so she snitched on her apparently. So she's saying like, oh, you have no room to tell me what to do when you're out here creeping. He also did an interview on Vlad TV.
But how does she even know that that's who told him? He told her? Like, this guy sounds dumber and dumber every fucking time I talk about them or see something.
I'm not going to call the guy dumb because he seems like a nice guy.
Okay.
He does. He seems like a generous guy who spent all his money like on his friends and family, and he wasn't judgmental with her either. Like, he started dating her after his, like, pretty much at the end of his NBA career. After she, you mentioned her trying to become a singer in Germany. She had came back from there. He said he was starting up his music career, which, the only thing worse than seeing him on OnlyFans would be to hear his music. I don't want either of those. But he said, obviously things got tougher over time as that income slowed down for him.
Yeah.
And, she went out and said, like, her man just wasn't taking the lead. She said she made an executive decision when he wasn't taking the lead and wasn't making money for the household. And she said he stepped out, so she just did what was best for herself. With this new detail, does it change your mind? Because I know you were critical of anyone who was supporting her.
It does not change my mind.
They're still married, right? Like
they're still married. She didn't say anything to him. It's just no.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
That, but also just like it's a bad situation. Like, you got to communicate these things. And he went on Vlad TV, did a whole interview about this. Like, they're clearly getting money now, either from her OnlyFans that she still seems to be doing, or from the two of them doing interviews all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's promo for her OnlyFans. I don't think he's really in on it. I think he was being real in the video. But hey, I don't know. She seems really confident he's not going to leave, as she stated last week. But also, she did do an interview that I found interesting, and they asked her about like her body count. I'm just going to play the audio from it because, like her stance. Like, we talk about Yvonne Orji, and her stance on sex. But this woman who's more experienced, she has a different take.
Mm-hmm.
Body count seems to be
no, my body count is very low. Sorry.
Did you
I don't
it?
consider, okay, my personal, I just talked to Joe about that about a little while ago when we were arguing. I was like, my personal body count is low. I don't consider work. It don't matter.
Oh, work
That's
bodies
not the
don't
same
count.
thing. Work
Personal
bodies don't
body
count.
count versus work body count.
She's saying her porn body count doesn't count for her personal life. personally, I heard, I mentioned Drea deleting her wholeness last week, but I've never heard of a stance like this. And she said she just talked to her husband Joe about this. Like, and you know what? Maybe you're right, because if that worked on him, maybe.
I'm telling you, he could be the nicest person in the world. He's dumb though. Like, I'm sorry. Even I listened to part of the Vlad TV interview, and I'm like, oh, this guy, he seems like he might be a little bit slow. Just a little bit. No disrespect to the slow community, but
Slow community.
listen,
you hear Chris
I'm just crossing my T's, dotting my I's. But I just think work body. If anything, the work body should count double. Like, this is nasty. This is nasty stuff. She's 52 years old, and this is what she's tried to turn their life into.
I mean, she's obviously compartmentalized things in her head. I think, I don't know. I guess you kind of have to. We know Beyonce turns into Sasha Fierce when she performs. Why can't porn stars have an alter ego? But you can't count. It's the same body. Like, it's not a mindset. It's on film. How are you going to tell me this didn't happen? I don't know. Maybe she's going through her own form of psychosis.
I don't know. She's just making a whole lot of excuses, honestly.
Yeah, and she's doing a whole lot of interviews. So hopefully, she makes some money off of this. Hopefully they're able to work it out together if they really love each other. They don't have any kids together. They both had kids separately before they met. They went through hard times, and hopefully they're able to make it through. I did find it funny to hear her differentiate her porn bodies from real life, but she's entertaining, man. Hopefully she gets a show out of this.
She is crazy. She is absolutely crazy. She said that she's always been a businesswoman and has done a lot to maintain the house that she and Joe almost got kicked out of, and trying not to lose the second home that they had. And she said, I just kicked into drive and did what I had to do. And he won't do it, so I had to. And I'm sorry, you knew I was an adult video star when you met me. So if I would do anything for my own survival, what makes you think that would change now? So, it is what it is.
I'm starting to agree with her.
Really?
Nah. Nah, she lost me, especially with those bodies don't count. Like, come on, that's crazy. You can't say those bodies don't count in my body, my choice. And is it your body or not? I don't know. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But whatever, man. This actually reminded me of one of the top players in the game. Zion, he's missing tonight's game because his girlfriend, she's going in labor. So his first child should be coming soon.
I saw that. This is like the first time he's missing a game for not being fat.
Yes, and his firstborn is coming. And you were really critical of, Zion's choice and women earlier this year when he did his gender reveal and other girls were coming out to work and putting his business out on Front Street.
Yes.
This woman is also a former porn star or cam girl or whatever you want to call it, the way Joe Smith his wife is. Do you think Zion, it could be possible for him to be in a similar position, or do you think is that what you were upset about, like seeing this type of scenario play out? Did this remind you of Zion, or do you think Zion is in a different spot?
No, I think this is different. I think that, hopefully Zion plays his cards right and he doesn't end up like a Joe Smith. But who knows? I don't know what's going to happen in the next 20 years to this guy.
Both number one picks, too.
Both number one picks. Both
forwards.
Falling in love with porn stars. Like it's. I don't know. We'll see. But shout out to Zion and his new baby and his baby mom.
Yeah, I'm glad you're more positive now the baby's coming, because you called the baby a mistake.
No, I didn't. I don't want to rehash this, but I said that he made a mistake. But
I think you said, when we compared it to John Morant's thing, you said this is something that's going to follow him his whole life, or a mistake that follows him his whole life.
Yes,
that's what I was referring to.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, yeah, shout out to Zion. Congrats on the baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. He's been playing well too.
Yeah, it's good to see. We all want to see him healthy and dunking.
We do.
Yeah,
We do. I think the league is better when Zion is out there on the court. His numbers have dropped a bit from previous years, so hopefully he can amp up a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see.
The Knicks are killing
it's the beginning
Spurs
of the
right
season.
now. I'd
my
love
God.
to see it.
This is almost a 30-point game. This is sad.
And I'm loving the unis too. Shout out to the Knicks. But yeah, last week we also talked about, another ex-wife of an NBA great, Larsa Pippen. Bravo. Stay in the news. BravoCon is going on right now. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't. What is that?
So BravoCon is like, the channel Bravo, where they have all the housewife shows. And Andy Cohen has his late night show, and he runs all the housewife reunions, and he's like a producer. So Andy Cohen's like the king of Bravo, and they do a whole convention like Comic-Con, but it's BravoCon. They started a few years ago. I was talking to my mom about it. Shout out to you, Mom. Because she loves all the housewife shows. And it reminded me of a story you told me when Nene Leakes hit on you, man.
That was a long time ago. Oh, so random. Coming out of the elevator on a date, and she just wants to try to holler at me right in front of this girl.
What did she call you, man?
She said, what did she say? Tall glass of water or some old lady shit that she said to me. Yeah, something like that. Like, you look good. I was like, okay.
That's hilarious.
I had no idea who she was, and then after we left the spot, my date was like, you know who that was, right? She was mad too.
Damn, she could have been your sugar mama. Man, if you only knew. Shout out to Nene Leakes. She wasn't at BravoCon because she's no longer on the Housewives show. She's actually like beefing with Andy Cohen, but Larsa Pippen is. She's on the Housewives of Miami. She's been on there for years. So someone in the crowd like asked her like, what's your take on Cardi B mocking you for having sex 4 times a day? Because Larsa had said when she was with Scottie Pippen that they were having sex 4 times a day. Cardi B is super outspoken, especially with like sex and shit. Whatever comes to her head.
Of course. Anything. So this is what Larsa had to say. She wasn't too happy about it, and please excuse this short commercial.
To Marcus, the lucky guy.
Shout out to Marcus. I do also just have to ask, what was your reaction to Cardi B calling BS on you for saying that you used to have sex with Scotty 4 times a night?
I don't know. How can someone else comment on how many times I have sex, you guys? Like, she wasn't in bed with us, so I don't know. And I don't know, I kind of felt like that was comical. And it's funny because I called Alexia and I go, Alexia, you don't think I have sex 4 times a day? And Mark,
I don't think anybody can have sex 4 times a day.
Just so you know, like,
if you were having sex with Scotty 4 times a day, you still would be every day. That's all.
They all started talking, but
sound like The View.
Yeah. I'm surprised that he even felt the need to ask her this. Like, it was 6 months ago that Cardi even said anything.
You're surprised did you not hear the way you asked it?
That's true. That's true. I don't want to make any judgment on it, man.
I don't know. We can't assume.
Yes, you're right.
But I'm not surprised because, it made headlines. It was something that,
It was.
Outside of the Marcus Jordan stuff or the Scottie Pippen stuff or Michael Jordan stuff, this is another layer of it. And I had forgot Cardi said this. I thought it was funny when she said it at the time. 4 times a day does sound insane, and I'm also calling cap on that too.
Yeah, there's no way. Either he was an addict, or her pussy was trash. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I mean, he's a retired athlete. He was putting in minutes in the NBA for years. Maybe that's just where he wanted to put his energy. I don't know.
Maybe he was only putting in minutes with her too. That's why he. Never mind. Anyway, so listen, I thought it was strange that this was asked, but I think she had a good response. Yeah. She seemed ready, or at least, prepared in some way, shape, or form for the question. She's been in the media so much.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. Like, what is the obsession? Like, I get she's dating Jordan's son. I get that she's Scotty's ex, but like, it's other than that, what is there about her?
That's it. And she's on a TV show, so whenever we talk about her, it's always attached to someone else more famous. It's never just her. So this is another example of that. You know, her responding to something Cardi B said. If somebody else said that, nobody would care. Nobody would ask. But I don't know. Do you think Marcus Jordan, you know, knowing that Scotty was hitting this 4 times a day, do you think he's trying to match that? Those are some big shoes to fill.
Listen, I don't know what he's trying to match, but I did know that there were some pictures that came out where he may have been seeing somebody else, but it's unverified right now. Unverified.
Man. Come on, man. Real niggas don't cheat, right?
You're right. You're right. You're right. That's a fact.
Man. Shout out to them. Happy couple.
Real Housewives of Miami. Oh, please.
Don't
you have to be married to be a housewife?
No, you really don't. That show's ridiculous. Yeah, seriously, it makes no sense. It's literally a bunch of, you know, rich women just shitting on each other and each other's relationships and families, and, you know, pulling up documentation, legal documentation on reunions. You know how many people have gone to federal prison from those shows? Like, so many. And also, how many people have been divorced from the show? It's evil. It's pure evil. But they do it for the clout. Everyone does shit for the clout, man. You know, I think you put this Atlanta topic on here, right, with Keith Lee. I didn't know who that was. Did you put that?
I did not put that. I think that was Troy.
Yeah. Are you familiar with this guy?
Nope. Just saw it blowing up on Twitter, and I was like, this could be interesting.
I did read into it though, because he was like going after, or not going after. He was reviewing a bunch of places in Atlanta. He's a food critic on TikTok. I tried to watch some of his videos, but I hate those videos, man. I don't want to watch anybody else eating, and then also, you know, the sped up talking. I can't stand. But this guy is actually Kevin Lee's brother. Kevin Lee, the MMA fighter. You would know him if you saw him. He actually kicked the shit out of what's his name, Gregor Gillespie, like 4 years ago. If I show you the knockout, you'll remember. But this guy was also an MMA fighter in the past too. He's from Detroit, Michigan, and he pretty much exposed a lot of the culture of dining in Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta a couple of times. I'm not a fan of their culture either. Yeah. Like, I feel like things happen way too slow.
Way too slow, and they do have some weird, like, things that they do at restaurants for some of them.
Yeah, like they were charging for extra butter. Like, what kind of shit is that? And there were also some, I guess, celebrity spots, some housewife spots that he didn't give the best reviews to, and people were really outspoken on this. I don't know. Do you ever watch like the food stuff or food critics on social media?
Every once in a while, I'll take a look just if I want to see what they think about some different spots. I know Nat's big on it. She really likes looking at the stuff on TikTok because, you know, you come across some places that you might not find otherwise. I do typically see that. Sometimes the reviews, though, when you actually look it up on Yelp or something like that, they're not that great. They'll, like, say, yeah, the decor and the vibe is really dope, but the food is, like, very middling. So, I don't know. He said that one of the first places he stopped was Atlanta Breakfast Club, and he said it was interesting because the people were nice, but they had some weird rules. And they told him that they'd have to order and wait outside if they were going to get takeout. They couldn't wait inside. And then they were also told that if they wanted to dine inside, the entire party had to be seated in order to be served anything, even just water. And the group had to only order once.
What? That's so weird.
Yeah, right? Like, it's very strange. Very strange. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I don't have the tolerance to deal with that. Yeah. You know, I do see those TikToks. A lot of places I feel like that have opened since COVID have been trying to appeal to those TikToks and reels and that culture to kind of make something seem like a good interactive experience. But a lot of time when you get to the service or food, it's kind of bad, and the prices don't reflect that. And it's just like, I don't go places to take videos. I go places to have a good time, to be served well and have good food. But
big facts.
You know, those are the things you really can't tell from a TikTok video.
Yeah. The one place I will shout out that Nat had us go to maybe a couple months ago, something like that, was Habibi in Brooklyn. The video looked dope, and I will say the vibe was really cool. It's weird because it's in like a warehouse. You take an elevator up to like the top floor, and they've got basically 2 floors in the building. One floor is where the dining happens, and it's pretty intimate setting, but it's like packed in there. Food is pretty good. It's Mediterranean spot, obviously. And then afterwards, you can go right downstairs. They have free hookah bar. It's a nice little vibe. It's a nice little vibe. They had a cool party downstairs, so
Nice.
I do recommend that spot.
Nice. Yeah. They also make a lot of like those TikToks for good date spots. And, we talk about the horror stories of dates.
Yeah.
And people recording those. And in the beginning of those videos, it always seems like a restaurant or bar review, and it kind of just turns a little bit nasty. But, dating's a little bit hard. This one girl says, she won't sleep with a man until he spends $2,000 on her.
We've talked about this lady before.
She's a blogger. This Jana Hacking. She's Australian, and she's still single. So I don't know how much her advice is actually worth listening to. But hey, she puts it out there. She blames post-nut syndrome for the need to set that $2,000 limit, because she's like, okay, first off, we talk about No Nut November, but post-nut syndrome involves a man experiencing some sort of guilt following climax.
No, it's not guilt. It's clarity.
Yes, post-nut clarity. But they said syndrome in this, but you were correct. It is post-nut clarity. Yeah, and she says, as a woman, you don't want to be jumping into bed with a guy too early, only for him to get the job done and just bounce. She said, I honestly think there's nothing more brutal than being ghosted after sex. You know
what I hate about shit like this? Women don't never take accountability. Like, literally, you're saying, okay, this man had sex with you, and he had clarity after that sex because for whatever reason, he wasn't that into you, the sex wasn't good, or whatever the case might be. He got his nut off, and that was it. So that means you're just blaming it on him that he decided that.
Yeah.
But you're not taking accountability for what you did for him to get to that decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just trying to put a dollar limit because you're not good at picking out people to have sex with at the same time.
Listen, if you want to tell me that your pussy costs $2,500, just say that. All right? That way I can
Don't put extra $5 on it. She said $2,000.
You're right. $2,000, $2,000. And that's Australian. You know what $2,000 Australian is?
No.
I'm about to tell you right now.
Tell me.
1,200.
Oh man, 1,200.
We in business.
Oh my God! But she does give reasons, outside of post-nut clarity. The first reason, she says, if a guy is willing to go out on enough dates to warrant $2,000 out-of-pocket expenses, then there's a fair chance that the guy is properly invested in you. The second reason is, she says, is spending that amount of time together without getting distracted by nakedness might actually help us get all those icks out of the way nice and early. So she has her reasons. This is actually a rule her friend gave to her, which she was critical of at first, but she says now she's actually starting to agree with it. Do you now that you know those two reasons, does that change your mind?
No, not at all. Listen, if you want to put a monetary value on our relationship or when we should have sex, I don't think you're the right person for me. Because while you're talking about the guy needs to spend $2,000 on a date with you, what are you doing? Not a damn thing in this article.
That's a good question, but yeah, I think it's lame to put a dollar limit or a date limit on to these things. I think at the end of this article, she does provide a good checklist of things to look out for to kind of weed out bad matches. She wants people to ask, what do they do for a job? Do they maintain basic adult responsibilities? Where do they live? Have they been to jail? If yes, what for? How long ago was their last relationship and why did they break up? What's their take on contraception? She says condoms should be a non-negotiable, people. Do you feel safe around them? Do you feel confident that they will contact you the next morning? She says, if you can answer all the above, then you're welcome to pass go, collect $2,000, and feel free to show him your hoo-ha. I mean, I'd say those reasons or that checklist at the end is valid. I don't see why there should be any type of monetary cost associated with this, but hey, you know, it kind of was made the article more appealing to read, because when you kind of dig into it, you see that she's looking to learn more from the situation, and you know, she just is using her friend's idea to kind of shape other ideas and getting to know someone. But I think all those points should be like no-brainers. I think you should know things about someone and be comfortable and safe with them. Mm-hmm. But I do think it speaks to a little bit of an insecurity to be like, you know, oh, will they call you the next morning? It's just like, I don't know. It seems
maybe
a little bit
got a busy morning.
Yeah, and you can call him, like.
Exactly.
And you can call us, guys. DM us if you want to join in. You
That's
know, don't
right.
forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Let us know what y'all think about this. $2,000 before you give up the box. Is that a good amount of money? Is that not enough? What do you think? What do you think?
Because it's different. Inflation is tough. Inflation is tough. So, man, when they hear this, they might really want to participate in No Nut November. Might save you a couple grand. So, you know, it's officially November.
Yes, it is.
I feel like we talk
is.
about this every year.
We do. We do.
But it's a special time for some people, because back in 2012, they created this masturbation-free month. It's called No Nut November. You know, on Reddit, all the nerds, they thought that this would be a good idea. You know, the idea is this, you know, can lead to greater mental clarity. You know, a decrease in dependence on porn, a boost in testosterone, and enhanced athletic abilities. Now, you know, we watch boxing. You know, I'm wearing my Francis Ngannou shirt. Shout out to Francis.
Very nice.
And you know, they've always said, while boxers are training for a fight, you know, don't have sex, don't release that nut. Do you think that, you know, No Nut November could actually have some positive qualities? And you know, do you think that the boxers are right in training like that too?
I do think so. I think, if I remember right, I feel like there's studies that have shown that it does make a definite difference. Now, the one thing is, like, how long do you go without, you know, releasing? Because that's when you can get some discomfort, and you can get a little hangry for some hoo-ha, as the previous lady said. So, I don't know. I feel like there's limits to this.
1 month is a long time, and I gotta say, like, I've never had a no nut month since I've nutted. So
a whole month. You're right. A whole month is a long time.
Yeah, the streak continues. But these doctors in this article, you know, they say that there can be some drawbacks to this. You know, that can be detrimental as you abstain from sex. Sperm number and volume increases over time, but the quality of sperm decreases. So you can be really hurting your future kids by not releasing. Also, you know, what's it saying? Oh, it says it doesn't significantly boost your testosterone as well. So there are some drawbacks, and you know, we always talk about blue balls too. Yeah. So I don't know. I've never participated in this. I've never really saw it as a real thing, but you know, some men say it helps them, and definitely helps them be less dependent on pornography. You know, shout out to Shannon Sharpe and all the other athletes who, you know, love porn stars.
All
but
the freaks out there. But yeah, I mean, I think that probably the benefits are a little bit more mental. You know, I don't think that it's necessarily going to make you more athletic to not nut for a whole month. Like, maybe if you start going to the gym at the same time, of course, but then it's because of the gym, not anything else. I don't know.
Yeah, and the gym might be a tricky place to go when you're not nutting for a whole month and you see a bunch of girls in yoga pants. I don't know, doing squats. It might be a little bit tricky. I wouldn't advise to do that, but
yeah, some of these girls are built different now. They've got the cheat codes. We just talked about everything being on social media for restaurants. All the workout plans are on social media too.
Yeah.
And so many of these girls just do glutes. They're like, no, I just want an ass. I don't want anything else.
I'm not mad at it, you know.
I'm
shout
not
out to
mad,
y'all.
but oh man.
Oh man. Yeah, these girls are built different. They are acting different.
Summer bodies built in the winter.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Everyone get ready. 2024 is going to be a crazy year on all fronts. Be prepared. But women are acting different. You know, some say we don't even need men, and this one, all female throuple. They started off as friends, but they fell in love. You know.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, these girlfriends, Kinsey and Legacy, opted to open up their relationship to a third partner in January of 2022. You know, neither knew what to expect.
They all got stripper names.
Yes, because, you know, when they added a third girlfriend, Amber, who they met on a dating app, the all-female throuple endured crashing waves of vitriol from the virtual haters saying this will end badly and you're going to hell. But, you know, they clapped back on TikTok and got over 1.8 million views. They stand strong together, and I think they've gotten all of their videos have gotten over 1 billion TikTok views. What? No, that's the hashtag throuple has gotten more than 1 billion TikTok views. So, you know, we talk about polygamy and polyamorous couples. I don't think I've ever heard of one all-female one. What did you think of this one, man?
I mean, I think they're an attractive group. Two of them are clearly identify as like
does it say
regular women, it seems, but then the third one is kind of like she's the guy of the group. But I think that this looks like a match made in I don't know where.
A WNBA game?
Yeah, sure. That or the college soccer team or something like that. I mean, listen, I know that when I was in college, there were girls that were like in this sort of like weird love triangle sort of thing. Typically, they were on the same athletic squad. And then post-college, they have all gotten married and had kids. So maybe these three are you know, truly a female throuple. Maybe they're just going through a phase. Who knows? I mean, I'm sure they're going to continue to publicize their relationship on social media, and we'll find out. But shit looks lit.
Yeah, especially since they're getting millions of views together. You know, they're very young. What is it? Kinsey is 23, Amber is 26, and Legacy is also 26. And they're based in Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't know. I'm calling cap on this, man. I think they did it for the clicks, and not for the click. I don't know.
I like that. That was good. That was good. Round of applause. But I think that it is possible, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a bunch of like cam models that it's like, you know, female relationships, and then they'll add a third female or they'll add a guy. Like, sex is becoming just like a everyday thing for a lot of people. There's so many people that have like Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. They use it for like their PG-13 content, and then they all have Onlyfans and Patreons too. Like, it's just additional income, and it's like normal now.
Well, I don't think that they have an OnlyFans or Patreon or do that type of content. And I would say when
Just wait. Just wait.
I'll believe them once they do, because until then, I don't know. I don't believe this. I think they're just doing it for.
Do you think
the
they're just
TikTok.
roommates?
Yes, they're just fucking roommates. Like, I don't believe them. There's no way. But hey, who knows?
Why would
Maybe
there
it's-
be no way?
I don't know. They just don't look from the pictures. I don't know. I was expecting a lot more from this article, and when I clicked on it, I was like, man, this is lame.
It's mostly the comments and what people are saying about them. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're a good-looking group.
What are people saying about them?
A throuple is not for me. This is straight cringe. Hell no, I'd get too jealous to have 3 people in a relationship. Oh, fuck no. I think a lot of hate comes from jealousy, is what their response was to this. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I just saw Nat's comment saying if you and Drake met, that you would sing something together and probably smoke something. No fighting over here.
She's probably right. We'd vibe out.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Drake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like whenever people do things for TikTok, I always question it a little bit. But hey, I mean, same-sex thruples might be the future. Who knows? I mean, they must really hate men.
Or they just like each other. I'm serious. I think they're probably just having fun right now.
Yeah. I don't know. But definitely different. I know when I was watching the, Finding a Sister Wife on TLC with my family, and I told my mom, you know, what if I do this? She was like, oh, wait till I die. After I die. I'm like, that's terrible.
What? That's not fair.
For real, let me be happy.
Mama Graham, you gonna make Julian wait until after you die to be happy? Like, what are we talking about here?
I could not do it. Yeah, I really couldn't date more than especially living together and stuff. It's just too much to manage personally.
I would think too.
Yeah,
it's a lot of personalities to deal with and wrangle, and yeah.
Do you think that all 3 of their periods are lined up and in sync? Probably, right?
I don't know, but that's the other thing I think about when you have these thruples with a guy, or even in a situation like this, it can be difficult, to say the least.
Yeah. All relationships are a bit difficult. Everything takes work. You add another person to that. I don't know. But hey, they seem to be happy. They're getting their views. But they're getting their views. But phone addiction is ruining a lot of people's sex lives, man. A whopping 1 in 5 daters admits to taking an extended peek at their devices while knocking boots with their boo. 1 in 5, man. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. People check
an extended peek too. It's not just you take a quick pic, or you got a text and you got to make sure it's not urgent. Extended, you scrolling.
People check their phones about 100 times a day and have a deeper intimacy with their phones than with their partner. Phones are now the center of their worlds and have become more important than the buzz realized through sex. That sounds crazy to me, man. 1 in 5 is a lot of people, especially while you're in the act. That sex must really be fucking whack there. Right? I don't know.
Yeah, the sex must be whack, but also you're way too obsessed with whatever's going on your phone, whether it's social media, texting, group chats, whatever it is. That's a lot.
Yeah. Have you ever done this, or has anyone ever looked at their phone in the middle of this type of sexual activity?
Scrolling? No. I would have a problem if somebody did that to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would immediately be not interested too. I'd be like, I'm done.
They just start playing Candy Crush while you smash it from the back.
There's no way. There's no way. I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
My shit's small? What happened? It ain't hitting right? What angle? Nah, there ain't no way. No.
Yeah. 1 in 5 is a lot, but I would say I've definitely looked at my phone, I feel like. But one time explicitly, I looked at my smartwatch, and I got called out for it. I was out with this girl, and, you know, I was laying down, and I'm so used to looking at my notifications.
Oh, dang, you hit her with the wraparound and you was reading your watch while you hugged her? That's crazy.
I wasn't hugging her, no. I was pretty just blatantly like, and I was like scrolling, and she smacked my hand.
Oh, she was looking down on you.
Yeah, she smacked my hand and was like, don't do that. That's terrible. I was like, oh, my bad. She's like, oh, I hate smartwatches. So it was a whole conversation. But, you know, you just keep it going. So maybe I am in those 1 to 5 people, but, you know, not all the time. I guess it's not super surprising that this happens, but, you know, that would kind of kill the mood.
You know, this makes me think of that one Black Mirror episode where they're looking at other times when they had sex while they're having sex in real life. So strange.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the new Oculus is out. You can do that tomorrow.
Oh, man. Weird stuff. Crazy things are happening.
Yeah.
People don't respect your partner. Look at them. Pay attention to them when you're having sex, not your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Pay attention to them, not your phone. This one man, he brought his phone out with him, but he left his smartwatch behind. And an Amber Alert was, you know, pretty much brought his girlfriend to look through his watch. And honestly,
this is terrible luck.
I don't believe this story, but
you don't?
No, I mean, I think it's just an excuse. I think she saw the watch there and wanted to look through it regardless. But this girl, her name is Nicole Christine. She's an Amber Alert saved her life, but not in the traditional sense, you know, waiting for her live-in boyfriend to return from what she believed was a night out with his buds. But when the brunette went to silence the alert on her honey's Apple Watch, which she'd accidentally left behind, she was blindsided by an alarming discovery. He was cheating on her with another woman.
Boom.
As his watch was in my hand, I saw a text message pop up that read, "I miss you already." I was in shock and totally numb. We'd been together over a year and were planning on getting married. Now, this was also a TikTok video that got over 2.3 million views.
Wow.
You know, she said that she ultimately learned her boyfriend had been on a full-on relationship with the other woman. And she moved out of their living space that night, saying she'll never go back. Since last week, Christine has learned her ex had secretly engaged in affairs with at least 5 other women he met on Hinge.
Oh, shit.
She spent 5 hours talking to one of them, comparing the timelines of their partnerships with the bed-hopping bozo, to discover that their relationships were nearly identical. Damn.
Who's the bozo in this situation?
I'm just reading what they say.
I'm just saying,
She was living with him, though, so she was obviously somewhat of a main chick. But for this guy to have 5 other girlfriends at the same time and to leave his watch behind and that she finds out from an Amber Alert, I don't know.
I mean,
he must have been good if that kid didn't
I
get
was
kidnapped.
I was gonna say, like, he was smooth with it, or she's a complete idiot. But you know, they met on April Fool's Day in 2022 on Hinge. And they were together for, I guess, about a year. But they were repeatedly breaking up, getting back together. And then he would be like, oh, we're going to get married and have a beautiful wedding, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, once this happened, she understood that was not going to happen for them.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. We talked about the Ebony Alert a couple weeks ago, saving lives. And Amber Alert actually saved her life, I guess, or who knows? She would have found that another way. But if it wasn't for these goddamn meddling kids, he would have got away with it.
I don't know how, like, he had a whole roster while being in a year-long relationship. I don't have the mental capacity for that.
Yeah. And living together with her too. It's like that's another layer of dealing with
exactly
5
like,
other people. But for her to have a 5-hour conversation with another girl seems
she's crazy. She's crazy because clearly she like tracked down these other women.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even know there were at least 5 that he'd met on Hinge unless maybe they had a conversation and he started just snitching on himself? I don't know, but for her to talk to one of them for that long, it's like,
yeah. Especially after she got the over 2 million views on TikTok, which always makes me question people's stories, especially when it's just, elaborate like this, like an Amber Alert triggered this entire chain reaction. But hey, at least she found out. People, don't forget your smartwatch. Don't forget it. You never know when a kid's gonna get kidnapped and gonna ruin your whole operation.
ruin your whole operation. But she also dodged a bullet. Let's be honest, because if he was doing this for the whole year, they're breaking up, then getting back together. He's got a whole roster. If they had gotten married, which he probably had actually no real interest in doing, but if they had, he would have kept doing this. He was clearly good at it.
Yeah, he was good until he wasn't. They did meet on a dating app, and this one girl, she has a unique technique in communicating with her matches. This girl, Sabrina Duda, she's 27. She's from Canada. She makes special songs for her matches on Hinge. She says, I remember being interested in someone in the past, and I thought to myself, how could I pique this guy's interest? What will make me stand out? Being a musician, music flows so naturally, so my first instinct was to write them a song. She says, I like to also think I'm pretty funny sometimes. So I thought, why not showcase my humor and talent at the same time? You're, a musician, you're a singer. Have you ever thought about this? Would you ever serenade a woman before you even meet them? It's like an icebreaker.
Not before. I've done like little songs and serenades and things like that. But meeting on a dating app and then doing it right off the bat, nah. That's a little bold. Like, she sends them voice messages to these guys, and she does it to different popular songs. They said Eminem, Nicki Minaj, Carly Rae Jepsen, like random people. One of her lyrics says, I love this app, but you should know I don't want any crap. I'm looking for my future hot husband to love me without any judgment.
Bars, yo. Actually, I actually have one of her songs I can play.
Oh, I need to hear it.
All right. This is what's her name? Sabrina Duda. New Sabrina Duda.
You said hi on August 25th, and I'm sorry for the late reply, but to be honest with you, I'll need a little more than hi. How are you? It's a little plain. Come on, Ben, I know you gotta have some game. Now, I'm not trying to be rude, because you might be a really cool dude. You could always use a pickup line or arrange a date and simply let me know what time. Hey, how are you? It's a little boring. Spice it up, Ben, cause we hate ignoring.
Ooh.
Anyway, Ben, you want to try that one more time?
Damn, he was ignoring her. I bet he won't ignore her now.
Oh man.
What you think about that, man? What would you do if a girl sent you that? Would it make you want to see her instantly, or maybe get a restraining order?
I don't know. Honestly, it's a weird thing where I'm like, my first thought would be either she's a complete nerd and a psycho, or she's really cool and creative and she took the time to do this. Like, that's pretty dope. Like, and I don't know, it would depend on how interested I am in her. If it was I'm not that interested and she sent that, it would definitely be the former. I'm like, okay, she's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is weird. This actually happened to me before. I actually just found the audio.
Play that
I'll
shit.
play it.
Play that shit.
This girl was like, "Oh, can I sing a song for you?" This was a long time ago.
New York, concrete.
Hold on, I want to. She actually said.
Nah, she's already a no
Hey,
for me. She sing
thank
flat.
you. Do you mind if I sing for you?
And I was like, "Sure."
New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new.
I mean, I appreciated it. It's not like I ever even met her, but you know, it wasn't personalized like the other girl did. But she did want to sing.
She did. She was singing Alicia Keys, which I give her credit for. At the same time, yeah, no, I hearing it like, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't, cause for me, I immediately start judging. Shit, I'll judge Beyonce. Bitch, you think I won't judge you? Like,
for real.
Like, the first thing I said after I heard that quick little snippet you played was, "Oh, she's singing flat."
Oh damn! You're like, what else is flat? Oh my God! Yeah, she said the girl Sabrina. She says, you know, she said a lot of people, if they don't like it, she just like waves them goodbye. She said then you get guys who instantly unmatch me or provide such a dry response that I just know it's not for me, and that's okay. The song ends up becoming a filter. I mean, there's a lot of other
that's fair
ways you could filter through matches, but hey, at least she's having fun with it, I guess.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of guys that do like it when she does that. There's a lot of artsy guys, like if she finds a guy that plays guitar or something like that or piano, he'll probably vibe to that. He'll probably say, "Oh shit, this is another creative, somebody I can do a duet with," like something like that.
Yeah.
Troy, what do you think? If somebody sends you a soundtrack before you even go on a first date, yay or nay?
If it was customized like that, I think I would like it. Yeah, I would think it definitely is nerdy, but it's also creative and stuff, and I would be down for it. I would be interested for sure.
Okay, yeah. I think it just depends on who and the execution. Execution is everything. You can do nerdy, weird shit, and if the execution is on point, you're batting 1,000. But if not, then no.
Yeah. This one guy did some weird shit, and it helped him find a wife until she found out, man.
Wait, until she found out he was weird?
Well, it wasn't his fault, man. I know we talked about Jeezy dirty macking, but it happens all the time. Happens all of the time. So this one couple, they worked together at like a call center, and this one woman, she when her coworkers found out that she was a virgin, like Yvonne Orji, they said, "Okay, we're gonna have an office bet. Who can crack this?"
Who can crack this nut?
Yeah, so the anonymous woman's coworkers found out that she was a preacher's daughter and still a virgin. So they came up with an insensitive bet. You know, the guys on the floor started showing her a great deal of attention, and you know, she became a very hot commodity. She didn't know why. You know, she was wary of her male colleagues, except for her eventual husband of over a decade, who she ended up sharing her number with at the time. She would spend endless hours talking to him and would eventually marry him and start a family together. She was happily married until she found out about the office bet when a former co-worker spilled the beans during a recent party. He let it slip out there that there had been a bet in the call center when we all worked there. I was crushed and really disturbed by the admission. He said that, her husband, when she confronted him, he said that even though he was motivated by the bet, when he got to know her, he fell in love with her, and he doesn't regret getting married. You know, she made it clear how she felt about him for going as far just to marry, and to win a bet and take her virginity. You know, the mother thought it was crude and downright disgusting. Is now considering a divorce after talking to her parents. You know, her dad's a preacher. I mean, they've been married over a decade. We all saw the movie She's All That, right? This is a Me Too gone right.
Yo, This is the fact that she's even writing this article and considering a divorce over this is absolutely insane. Because, okay, granted, the relationship may not have started off under the correct premise. He made a bet with the colleagues from work. He won out and actually fell in love, started dating you, and married you. You've been together for 10 years, and now because it all started because he made a dumbass bet, you want to leave him? Women be... Yo.
Women? She was a virgin. This was a bet to take her virginity. She's also, you know, religious, and this definitely hurt her feelings.
But do you think he took the bet that serious where he wanted to marry you and take your virginity? Because the way she writes it, it's like he didn't get to have sex with her until they got married. So how much money do you think the fucking bet was?
Yeah, especially working in a call center. It couldn't have been that much.
Exactly. A $20, $50, even if it was $100. Like, what are we talking about? You're dumb.
You know, she I think it was the fact that he was involved in trying to snatch her virginity to begin with.
Bro, they're in their 20s. People say dumb shit all the time. Like, this is like locker room bet. Yo, I could get her before you can. Like, he married you.
Yeah. I mean,
don't that like wipe the slate for any sort of bet that happened before he even knew you?
Is there anything after being with someone, getting married and having kids with them, that you could find out happened to initiate your relationship that would make you think twice and consider divorce?
That's a tough question.
Right?
That's a tough question.
Because I'm sure she was very blindsided by this, and if she was open with her sexuality, she feels like taken advantage of. It's like, do I even know this person?
How are you taking advantage, though, of if he went through the whole courtship and then married you, though? Like, it's not like... I could understand her being upset if they were still in their 20s at the call center. He wined and dined her for like 6 months, 9 months, a year, hit it, and then dipped. Then you could feel betrayed, hurt, all this other shit. He went through the effort and married you. They said the mother, so I guess she's a mom now.
No, they have kids, yeah.
Like, what? Like, this man threw the bet out the fucking window and committed all in. Like, I don't get it.
Well, he won the bet and he won a wife at the same time. I wouldn't say he threw it out the window because I think he cashed out on that. But hey, who knows? I would say the two things I had an issue with in this story was, first, that old coworker bringing this up to her, man. You dirty mackin. You mad that you lost the bet, bro, real. And you gonna let this slip out conveniently? You trying to ruin someone's marriage. I think that is so lame. Yo, Jeezy, you gotta relax, man. Stop doing this to people.
Don't put Jeezy into this. That's completely different. But no, this is crazy. Yeah, this is really crazy. I think she's mentally weak.
The second thing I had a problem with was her telling this to her parents. Of course, your parents are gonna hate this. Like, no one's gonna want to hear that, especially your dad's a preacher. Like, keep that between you and your husband at this point. But he did. This was a whole office thing. She probably feels really duped. But yeah, whoever.
Duped how?
Because she wasn't aware of the bet.
Who cares at this point, though? Like, all right, I could understand you being in your feelings for a bit, but to be considering divorce over this,
I don't know.
I think that's ridiculous. I really do.
Yeah, Troy, what do you think about this, man?
This is a tough one. I mean, I think, I feel like divorce is kind of intense after the whole 10-year relationship. At the same time, she probably feels embarrassed, and all these people, all your coworkers realize that the only reason you're in this situation is from a stupid bet they made. Like, she probably just feels dumb, and she's like, why would you even do this to me? And it's tough. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but to say it's the only reason, there's so many things that have to happen between that bet happening and then them getting married. And like, marriage is a lifelong commitment. Like, it's not like a bet that's over whenever somebody wins or loses. Like, it's just, I don't see it. I don't see it. Y'all comment and let us know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, we would need more information, but clearly she's devastated. And whoever did that, who just, threw a wrench in their whole marriage because you lost the bet, you didn't get to crack the
We
virgin.
shooting the fade.
That's not cool. Yeah, what do you do?
No, we fighting. I'm finding that motherfucker from the call center when I was 22, and I'm going to beat the brakes off that man.
Yeah, that's...
Especially if she leaves, you got to beat him up.
Oh, man.
You got to fight him.
No, that's some low-down, dirty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no honor among men anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to them. Hopefully they work it out.
What do you think is worse? This situation where the guy placed the bet and then she found out and she's upset and shit, or the one where the guy was telling his boy, "Oh, this chick is so ugly, I'm just using her because, she's somebody to fuck with." You remember that one that we talked about?
Yeah.
What do you think is worse?
I think... I don't know which one's worse. That's hard because...
See, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I think maybe the she's so ugly, blah, blah, blah. I think that's worse just because, like...
It's negative?
Yeah, it's, like, super negative. Versus this, it's like, I don't even know this chick, but I bet I could get her first. Like, I feel like that's a little bit more, not innocent, but gamified or something. I don't know.
I feel like this is worse because the whole office was in on it. That was just some private text message he had with his friend trying to be doofy, someone he didn't talk to that much. This was a whole office-wide thing, so nobody wants to be the butt of an office joke, and I feel like that adds an extra level of humiliation to it, it being more of a public thing. And
that's fair.
When you are married to someone, I think we do have to hold the man accountable. He should have told her this before they got married. Like, come on, we can't just blame it all on her. If anyone's gonna, you can't let someone get that out to your wife before you do. So I think that there's a big problem there as well. He should have told her, like, okay, this is what happened. It was a joke, but I really love you. I want to be with you. Not 10 years down the line have Joe, who is working at a gas station, blow up my whole marriage. Like, no, you got to get ahead of that shit.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Part of the marriage is being open and honest, and he did not check that box.
Nah.
But I feel like when is the time to say that though? Like when is the time to say, like, listen, the office, we got a pool on, like, who's gonna pop the cherry first? Like, listen, I want to marry you though. Like,
just
like, how do you have that conversation?
It's easy. You just, go to the roulette table and, put some money on black and be like, I put money on you before.
It's the same thing. It's just a roll of the dice.
He said he won the parlay of her pussy.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Nobody wants to be that. Come on. Nobody wants to be that.
Thoughts and prayers to them. I hope they can work it out and move past this.
Yeah.
She needs to be mentally stronger and stop running to her parents and upset about old shit.
I mean, yeah, speaking of mental strength, man, Aaron Rodgers, he seems to have some extraordinary mental and physical strength because he's telling people, I'm coming back in a few weeks. Troy, you were at the game on Monday. Did you happen to see Aaron on the sidelines?
No, I didn't. I was too busy crying at the game.
Yeah, that game was a bit of a whooping. I didn't expect that. I know the Chargers got a good offense, but Jets defense been putting in work all year.
Yeah, and we held Herbert to 163 yards. It's not bad. He's like arguably top 5, top 7 QB. We're taking out a lot of these big QBs. It's just offense. It's just so bad.
Making mistakes. Yeah, that one where Wilson got hit and then the ball went flying and then recover it for a touchdown.
But we talked about Aaron Rodgers getting hurt on the 4th play of the year, tore his Achilles. Is he 40 years old now?
He might be. I
think
remember
so.
when his birthday was. Yeah, he might be 40 now.
Yeah, we all know tearing your Achilles, you're out at least like a whole calendar year.
Yeah, usually. I mean, listen, he even during training camp, I think he had like a calf strain and stuff. Like, it's not like he's getting any younger.
No, but he's not. He showed up to the game not on crutches, walking and throwing the football on the sidelines, and he was telling people, expect me to be back. The Jets, they've maintained a competitive season.
Yeah.
500 right now.
Yeah, Troy, do you think it's possible for Aaron Rodgers to come back this year?
Possible, yeah. Maybe towards the end of the season. Do I think he should, and do I think he will? No, I don't think he should. Just rest up. And no, I think depending on. I mean, if we're in the playoff race too, I mean, at that point you kind of don't want to kill the momentum. But I mean, Zach Wilson is so bad that you can put me back there, I might have a better chance. Who knows? It's gonna be interesting. I don't know, but I think he's just rest. We're focused on next season.
Yeah.
Don't force it.
I agree. I mean, it's so funny. They give the updates every single week. He does like his little
Pat McAfee shit.
Yeah, little drop back, throws a pass. Like I will say he does look good. Like he's not using the crutches right now. Like he looks fine. But every time I watch a Jets clip, it's just that O-line getting demolished and Zach Wilson crumpling back there. Like it's gonna be Rodgers. So they got to fix the O-line before they bring him back.
Absolutely.
I'd say if he does come back, that'd be amazing. I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, some would say the Jets might need Jesus to be their quarterback, and this might be the closest thing. But I will also say, the idea of him returning from an Achilles injury prematurely is like the worst idea in sports history.
Especially at his age.
Especially at his age, and the turf at MetLife.
And that O-line.
And the O-line. It's just like the trifecta.
It's a perfect storm.
Yeah, for this to happen
completely end his career, like for real.
Worse than KD trying to come back after his injury and then rupturing his Achilles. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy when I saw he was telling people that, but hey, he's been saying some off the cuff stuff for a while now.
40 years old on December 2nd.
Okay, Sagittarius season coming up. Shout out to Jocelyn.
Yeah.
And all the other Sagittarius out there, Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z. It's becoming that season, man.
That's right. You know what season it is, though? It's Hurt season.
Oh.
With those Eagles and Cowboys, man. That was a really good game.
Oh, you're doing a recap now?
Oh, absolutely. You already know the vibe. We got to. It's a bye week. I'm rocking my Hurts jersey out here. Hey, let's go. Gang green, baby. Gang green. Honestly, I thought it was a really good game. Shout out to the Cowboys for a well-fought contest. Shout out to Dak for really putting the team on his back. He really did it all except for, of course, win the game. Eagles did everything they could in that last 4 minutes though to try to push it away. Thank you. For our 60-second breakdown. So, Hurts threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for 1, played outstanding, dropped a dime to Devontae Smith, and the Eagles defense held the Cowboys to like 17 points for a while, and then suddenly fourth quarter came around and they just collapsed. They collapsed. Dak was throwing the ball. I think CD almost had 200 fucking yards. Like it was insane. And they had 3 penalties on that last drive to get the Cowboys from like the 15-yard line all the way to the 30, 35. Wow. And then the Cowboys got like 3 penalties right in return and ended up at like the 45, 50-yard line and just couldn't get it done. 5 yards short.
Damn.
5 yards short.
Close, but not close enough, man. I also wanted to shout out Rutgers University, man. They were up on the #1 team in the nation, Ohio State. Fought really hard, have a winning record. Should have a nice bowl game.
Good.
Shout out to Greg Schiano and the whole team, and New Jersey.
Shout out to Rutgers.
Yeah. So I know I was shouting out the Sagittarius people out there. It's Scorpio season, but just wanted to end the show. Actually, I didn't realize, but November 3rd is National Cliché Day.
Really?
I didn't know that was a thing. But there's a list of cliches for each zodiac sign, so I wanted to go through, our zodiac sign cliches and see if it fit, or if you guys think it fit. So I'll go for myself, Aries, number 1 sign in zodiac. So it's always easy to find. It says, for Aries, you are an impatient, raging ID with a propensity for pyrotechnics, literal, emotional, and otherwise. Aries, you don't so much speak the truth as hurl it at others. That was like really hard 2 sentences to read.
Yeah, the wording is strange on this.
The only thing shorter than your fuse is your attention span. You are confident in spite of your abject clumsiness and utter lack of tact. Your charm is akin to that of a baby writing a haiku in their own feces.
Why does this read like it's just roasting? Like, I don't understand.
That's the point. Conflict, car crashes, the smell of gasoline, and the soft sound of ashes falling make your heart skip a beat. I don't know, man. I gotta say, I agree with this breakdown. I do relate to
the
these
whole thing.
Cliches.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm very impatient. I could be really fiery and passionate. I would say most people look at me and know I'm mostly chill. But I don't know. I can have a short temper when it's something I want to get done. Obviously, this is like an exaggeration of traits that I might have, but yeah, I can definitely be very, very fiery. When it says, you don't speak the truth as much as hurl it at others, I've definitely, said a lot of things to trigger people over my whole lifespan, unintentionally, intentionally. So yeah, I did relate to this a lot.
Oh dang, they cooking with mine too.
Oh,
Troy,
shit.
you go next, Troy.
Do you have it up?
Yeah, I have it up.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, cool. So I'm a Pisces. Pisces gang, we out here. So this says Pisces. You can usually be classified as some combination of manic pixie dream girl, sad sack poet, wet-eyed martyr, nihilist in a turtleneck, and or last person barely standing at the birthday party, swaying to synth pop with a belly full of cheap champagne. You are notorious for showing up empty-handed, emotionally vulnerable, and half in the bag to all manner of social gatherings. Unable to handle the crushing pressures of reality, you prefer to exist in a Teletubby-esque dreamland of prescription pills, white lies, watercolor paintings, and John Hughes movie montages. That's hilarious. No, I mean, some of the stuff is true. I like how it is cliche. And yeah, I do fall into some of those cliches, unfortunately. But hey, I can't help it.
Yeah. What about you? What's up with Libra gang?
They cooked me. So they said you're a people-pleasing pushover who maintains the status quo at all costs and to the detriment of all parties. You like clean lines, modernist furniture, and sexting. You care more about the way things look than how they feel. You would rather impress acquaintances than satisfy close friends. You're an average cook and a world-class pot stirrer. You are more comfortable in relationships as being in one prevents you from having to define yourself in any other way. You are deeply chameleonic, terminally indecisive, and nice without ever really being kind. You are a ruthless, unrepentant flirt, but too cowardly to be single for an extended period of time. You're great at interior design, airbrush makeup, and cocktail parties, but have no interest in developing your own interiority. You are an apex social climber who uses network connections and cheap charm to avoid actual toil.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I would say half of this I agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny, yo. Yeah, so I guess you're a people pleaser. Troy's emo, and I'm an asshole. So, cheers us.
Listen, cheers. Salute.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh wow. What was most surprising from yours?
Mine, it wasn't really surprising at all, honestly. Like, Aries are kind of known to be really blunt and, have no patience. Be very patient. You know, one of the best one of the best pieces of advice I've got was in therapy. Was that earlier this year? Yeah, earlier this year. You know, my therapist told me, you know, to try to be more sophisticated. And I was like, wow, that's really good to know, because I need to keep that in mind sometimes, because sometimes I lose all sophistication and I just want to, you know, kind of rail into things. And I'm like, oh, sometimes it's good to take a step back, be more aware. Yeah, don't rage too much, but it is funny. Like, they did roast us all, so.
They did. They did. There's some other good ones in here too. Like they were definitely cooking a little bit.
Yeah.
They were definitely cooking a little bit. For the Geminis, where was it? Here it is. You are a flaky, superficial taunter and chronic interrupter who pretends to know more than you do. You're erratic on a good day and utterly incomprehensible on most others. You struggle to maintain eye contact, complete projects, or operate heavy machinery. Flirtatious, non-committal, and easily distracted. Being around you is equal parts inspiring and exhausting. They went off. They went off on some of these.
People always feel some type of way about Geminis. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know, we love all the Zodiac signs. You know, we
do.
love all of our subscribers and followers and everyone who tuned in tonight. You know, make sure you follow, subscribe, like our videos, share our content. DM us to talk to us. We want, you know,
definitely
people to join in and to be as interactive as possible. Let us know if you have any feedback on anything we talked about in the comments and in our DMs.
Yeah, definitely let us know. Even if you want to just send us a DM to roast us. I saw a pretty funny one. They tried to play me on YouTube. Somebody said, oh, this guy looks like Austin Eckler with a touch of Downs. I was like, yo, that is
oh my
flames.
God.
If I see you on the street, yo, Joe Budden sneak is coming towards you, all right?
Yo, I saw that too, and I had to look up the guy because I didn't know who he was. But I'm like, oh, that's pretty valid.
That's another one of my doppelgangers, man.
Yeah, wow.
Another one.
Yeah. We love all the comments, good and bad. You know, it's all in fun.
Definitely. Make sure you follow, subscribe. We've got the podcast, we've got the live content, the shorts, the reels. Everything is there, and we'll catch y'all soon.
Yeah.
This was lit.
Hell yeah. We'll be back next week, guys. And until next time. Peace.